Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Who else is dancing with me? Happy Monday, by the way. Who's in the house? Jocelyn! Already you're here. Good to see you. So good to have you here. I'm really happy you're here too. Anyway, Jocelyn's here. Who else is here? Give me a holler, say shout out and say happy Monday. It is Motivational Monday and you know exactly what we're doing. Yes, yes. Vicky's in the house. Good to see you, Vicky. Vicky already knows what we're doing for a supplement of the week. Yeah. I'm not gonna blow my cover. I'm gonna tell you about it right away. Hello there, Mary Ann and Darla and Lily. Everybody's just storming the gates. Casey Randolph, good to see you. Casey is the daughter of one of my best buds from high school. Yeah. Isn't that so cool? She works at City Hope. She's fabulous. Susan Willette is in the house. Erica, hello. MJ, good to see you. Who is getting psyched for Full Bloom? I'm telling you, Full Bloom is going to be lit, ladies and gentlemen. Linda, Joanne, you guys know, you've been before. It is going to be lit. And I'm telling you, I'm taking the whole afternoon off tomorrow to really get prepared for this. I've got my research all over the place and I'm going to be, circling the wagons. So if you are not a part of Full Bloom yet, what the heck? It is Saturday, April 24th, all day long. And you are going to get all kinds of goodies from this particular conference. It's virtual, of course. And we get to pull ourselves in because knowing and understanding our theme of this year is I am enough. I'm enough. There it is. Sarah psyched. Diane, Vanessa, Beverly, good to see you. Eileen, Catherine, so excited. Yeah, we are really excited. And I'm especially excited about how this material is really going to move the needle in all of our lives. I don't care where you are or where you're starting from. We are all in the place of sometimes just starting over, right? We always are clearing the decks and starting over. This is going to be a big help for you. SavingDinner.com/Bloom to get signed up. Now I'm going to tell you, Diane's right. The swag is the bomb. And the swag bags, we just put a whole ton more from this weekend in. They're getting scarce. And I'm telling you, I had no idea. I thought we'd have stuff left over. We're not going to have stuff left over. And when the swag is gone, the swag is gone. It's an extra. It's something lovely that we do. But the swag is going to come in the mail to you. And we're also going to give you a digital swag bag. But I'm just letting you know that if this is something that you're thinking about doing and you want your swag bag, because everybody's showing the pictures of it, for heaven's sakes, the infusion bottle and all the other little cute stuff that goes with it, go get it. Okay? SavingDinner.com/Bloom for all the info. That's what we got going on this week. And what do you see? Have you seen the quote of the week? Hello, Carol and Melissa and Jane and Corliss and Lucy's in the house. I'm so glad to see you, Lucy. Look at this quote. I want this to imprint your heart. Grace means all your mistakes now serve a purpose instead of serving shame. If you're done with shame, put those pinkies up and put them up high, because shame doesn't serve anything, does nothing. It only ruins our lives, doesn't it? It takes away. It is the most negative, awful thing out there, and it doesn't need to be in our lifetime experience. Well, maybe it's something you've experienced, but leave it in the experience file, for heaven's sakes. I felt shame by this, but no longer. I stand away from this stuff. Yep. Look at all of you. I love it. Sarah said she's got I am enough written on a Full Bloom posted on her work monitor. Of course, because when we understand and get into that and understand at a cellular level that we're enough, then the world is our oyster. And boy, are you going to see that savingdinner.com/blue. That's all I'm going to say about that. And tonight, speaking of cellular levels, tonight we're going to hydrate. Who's coming? Who is going to be there in the house? We have a webinar. I'm going to teach you about hydration, and it's not just sloshing around with your kidneys on overload. There is more to the hydration equation than just drinking a ton of water. Did you know that? I'm going to take you all the way through, bust up a bunch of myths, and give you the information that you need, because we start our hydration challenge on the 19th. This is so that we get into the habit of hydrating adequately. We want to hydrate adequately. It's what keeps our skin lovely. It's all the things. So let's do it, okay? savingdinner.com/hydrate so you can get signed up for tonight. Hi, Margaret. Good to see you. I'm so happy you're here. And Doris is in the house. Goodness, who else have I missed? I'm sure I have. Yvonne, I missed you. Lovely to see you. Lovely. I love Mondays, don't you? Did you see that quote from Diane? That's good. Shame can knock on the door, but it can't come in. I love that, Diane. You should write that out and put it all over your house. Yeah, so many of us have led this life almost in a shame shadow, right? Being ashamed of this and ashamed of that. It's time to rise up. It's time to get off of that and get into this great, good, delicious life and vibrant that's waiting there for us. That's what I have to say about that. So our quote decks have been flying out the door, by the way. I'm scared that we're gonna run out. But anyway, they come like this. They're in a 52 cards. So it's like once a week you can do something. Here's my newest favorite quote. You ready for this one? Your life isn't yours if you constantly care about what others think. Wait a minute, but wait, there's more. You don't have what you want because you're not committed to it. If this is hitting you like a cosmic 2x4, give me a pinkies up. Here's another one. The past is a great teacher, but a horrible landlord. Don't live there. Come on. Hi, Martha. Sharon. We have one life to live, just one. Why aren't we running like we're on fire toward our wildest dreams? Come on. This is what you get in these quote decks. And I'm telling you, these quote decks are off the hook great. They're going to help you to set up the environment that you need for success. You saw what Sarah just said. On her work monitor, she has a big quote of, I am enough. We need to do this to remind ourselves continually of who we are. And you're going to find out, because this week is Thought Week. We're going to be talking about what our thoughts are all about. And boy, this is going to be a killer week. So let's get into that in just a minute. I also would be remiss not to tell you about beauty support. Stop it. That's our supplement of the week. And you know you love this. This is one of my very, very favorite supplements. And right now, just from all the extra that's been going on, I've been taking an extra beauty support at night just to help with the collagen production in my face and whatever. I'm just been feeling really tired and drawn out. This stuff is the bomb. This is on special. You are also going to get, when you order beauty support, you're also going to get a big 50 recipe pile of great recipes called Cook Once, Eat Twice. So in other words, you cook one time, and then you have a recipe for that, and then the rest of that leftover protein gets morphed into something else. Really easy to do, and you're going to love it. Check it out, 50 recipes, savingdinner.com/show to get beauty support. And you know you want it. If you don't have a beauty support, come on. Lincoln support. Yeah, I've been calling my puppy the Lincoln Project. And when he goes out and makes a poop, it's a Lincoln log. So we have all kinds of Lincoln things going on around here. And he's also getting lots and lots of loving from us. Wait till I tell you all. Yeah, I'm going to bore you to death with my stuff. Susan says, I love beauty support. My body loves beauty support. So does mine. My body craves it. You know, the beauty support actually helps you make your own collagen. And this is critical if you want pretty skin. This is critical if you don't want your bones, if you want to supply some support for your bones. It's critical if you have any painful joints. Stuff is amazing. And it's on special this week. So grab it, grab it, grab it. savingdinner.com/show. We will send you your digital thingies when we're done. 50 recipes. You're going to love them too. Joanne loves it too. I know you do. We are all about beauty support. Lincoln support. Oh, Sarah, what are we going to do with you? So savingdinner.com/quote is where you're going to find the quote deck, and you'll find our lovely mindful mugs. You'll find those at savingdinner.com/mug, and we're getting close on those too. And those are all limited edition. When they're gone, they're gone. So that's it. You can buy them, or you can actually get them free, and it tells you exactly what to do in that post and how to do it. Amber is asking if beauty support helps to prevent stretch marks. That's an interesting question, Amber. It doesn't necessarily help to prevent them, but I think, it's really going to depend. I think you would have to do an internal thing and an external thing. So I would be all about beauty support, collagen, and bone broth for sure. And then, like on your skin, especially if whatever you've got going on, you could kind of put some coconut oil on there. You want to do some extracurricular activities. Am I right? Q&A is Friday, of course. Send your support to support@savingdinner.com. And question for Leanne on Friday. We'll take care of it. And we also have, who has Full Bloom Boutique? Jenny, I wish I had. My cup and everything isn't here. I'll show you I'll do a show and tell when my stuff gets here. But I'm telling you, I'm going to be tricked out for Full Bloom. savingdinner.com/pop if you want extra goodies. They're all there. Today we're talking about thoughts. Thoughts. Because you've heard the saying before, thoughts become things. You've heard that. So that is very true. But also there is a lot of different types of thoughts that we can have. And this I think is really good, especially after winding down from Friday. From Friday, we had a really intense question from Lucy. And it was really, I thought really, she said, I don't know if this is appropriate. And I'm like, girlfriend, this is appropriate. And the reason that I, really like to dig into that question, because it really shows us, and the reason I'm referencing it now, it really shows us that when we succumb, if you will, to constrictive thoughts, that we get the results of things in our lives that we just don't want. So when I was starting to just research this a little bit today and talk about all of this, I found that there are two types of thoughts. There's the constrictive thoughts and there's expansive thoughts. And we know about this because we talk about this, that what you think about expands, what you dwell upon becomes your destiny. What we think of expansive, and expansive is very positive. Expansive, when you look at the Grand Canyon, what do you think? Expansive. When you look at this big, beautiful sky, Mark was telling me the other day when he got up with the dog at 5 o'clock in the morning, he said the sky was beautiful and expansive and dark, and it looked like diamonds over black velvet, things like that. When we see expansive, we feel that expansiveness in our chest, don't we? Do you know what I mean? Do you feel that sometimes? When you survey nature in all its expansive glory, you feel it back. You feel it back, right? That's when your heart practically explodes. Your beautiful self just goes, oh, this is amazing. The gratitude you feel, all the things, you feel all the things. When you're constricted, think about being in a straitjacket. No, thank you. How about a boa constrictor being around you? No, thanks. What does it feel like to be constricted? To be constricted is stifling. To be constricted means that you're held back. It means that you can barely breathe. You know about that. So what we want to be is we want to be thoughtful people. When we're full of good, healthy, expansive thoughts, then everything is on the menu. We have this amazing buffet of choice. We can decide on these life choices. This works for me. This works for me. I love this. I love that. Hey, Amy, good to see you. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Lucy says she's feeling free. Exactly. Freedom comes with expansion. Constrictive holds you down. So we have two types of thoughts. They're expansive or constrictive. And we can start putting them through this filtration system. Like, what am I thinking right now? And you remember, we've talked about this before. We need to be thinkers about our thinking. Don't just allow your thoughts to have free reign and to do whatever they want to do in your life, because that will get you from the place of being thoughtful to being thoughtless. We think about somebody who is a thoughtful person. Oh, she's so thoughtful. When we think of somebody who's thoughtful, they think of others. They're thinking of how that makes you feel. They're interested in you. They're interested in the environment and the people around you. They're interested. Thoughtful people are a whole lot different than thoughtless people. Thoughtless people are people you don't want to spend time with, but thoughtlessness is what we do when we are not aware of our thoughts. We get thoughtless, and I'm not talking about, necessarily running somebody over or being, horrible to someone, but thoughtlessness leads to a place of entertaining thoughts that just shouldn't be there. Not if you want to live a vibrant life. So the thing that we have to look at all the time, though, is that emotions can drive the thoughts. Emotions can do that. And you know exactly what emotions are. They're fleeting things. But when we give them the keys to the car, it's like handing it to your 6-year-old and saying, go ahead, drive the car. Your 6-year-old has watched you turn the key, put the car in, in go and drive. So your 6-year-old has an idea of how the car operates. But are you really going to allow a 6-year-old to really have full reign of that car, that dangerous vehicle that could take her out or him out and everyone else around her, or buildings and other things? This is exactly it. This is exactly it, because when we allow them to have command of such a vehicle, we are allowing them to have command of our entire life, because our thoughts are going to drive it. Our thoughts are going to drive our lives in either a constrictive way or an expansive way. So we have to remember that. And when we have this emotions, and I am never going to tell you to ignore your emotions or pretend they don't exist, but what I will tell you is that understand that emotions just come and then they go. They're like waves, in an ocean. Here it comes. Oh my gosh, it's going to crash on you. Boom. And then it goes to shore and we're done. That's how emotions are. If we process our emotions and allow for them and have them in a certain container, then great. But if we don't, and we just say, whatever you want to do, emotions, whatever, handing the keys to your car to your 6-year-old. That's it. Because emotions will drive thoughts right into the ground. They'll take you from being expansive one day to the next day just being, oh, there's nothing's going to work in my life. My life is crap. It doesn't work that way. So if you're allowing your body, if you're allowing your thoughts to do this, you're allowing your 6-year-old to drive your car. I just want you to think in those terms, because as ridiculous as that sounds, it's pretty much on a par of what happens when our thought life is just going bonkers all over the place. Michael Gervais, I guess is how you spell his name, Gervais. He says he has a, oh boy, now I don't remember. He has a podcast, and like it's perfect mastery or excellent mastery or some kind of a mastery is in it. But he says that you can feel the difference between expansion and constriction. And, and guess what? Guess what the solution is to this? Good old-fashioned self-talk. So yesterday, was it yesterday? I don't know. Or the day before, we had Connect 4 board downstairs, and my son wanted to play, and we were going to do a big tournament or whatever, if you know what Connect 4 is. And I said, I know exactly wwhere that is. We have this whole storage area where we keep the Christmas stuff and everything. And I'm looking through it, and I'm opening up boxes, and I know it's here. And I'm talking to myself the whole time. I know it's here. Leanne, you know where it's here. Remember, you put it in the box. You know exactly where it is. We can go get it. I'm talking to myself like this. And then Mark comes downstairs, and he walks in, and he said, "Who are you talking to?" I said, "Myself." I very proudly said, "Myself," because I am going to somehow or another, this is just a habit that I pulled together of always constantly speaking to myself in ways that are positive, that are going to be building up, that are saying that I have confidence in you, even if it is about finding a stupid game in the basement, in a box somewhere. Because when you do this, you're always letting yourself know that you're expansive, that your expectation for yourself is on a higher level, and that you expect very much to get the very thing that you need to go get. Even if it's a dumb game downstairs in the basement, like I said, or it's getting that job, or it's creating something out of nothing, coloring in a coloring book. I mean, whatever it is. The thing is that the ability to expand our horizons, to have this incredible, expansive thought life gives us an incredibly expansive life. And when we talk this way about ourselves, we are letting ourselves know at all times that this is the deal. Remember, we are always, our brains go to the monkey brain, and it goes to the scary place of thinking, oh, risk, I hate it. The amygdala is always lighting you up, but you also get a reward from the amygdala when you say, shut up, it's all going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You take the risk anyway, and then you get the reward with the dopamine and the serotonin and all of that. Our bodies are constantly, they're chemistry labs, for heaven's sakes. There's things going on inside of us all the time. And the way we feel and the things that we think about and how we react is going to determine the chemical that gets released. So we can reward the amygdala by ignoring it. That's how we do it. Or if we, unfortunately, if we go the other way and reward the amygdala by saying, oh, you're right, I'm just going to knuckle down and not do anything, then we're going to get all the negative stuff that goes with it. Do you see how this works? Isn't this incredible? That is how our thoughts open us up to the vibrant life that we want, or shut us down from it. Expansive, constrictive. Simple. Very, very simple. So he says you can feel the difference between expansive and constrictive, and you can. Have you felt that way before? When you've observed nature, like we were talking about, you're in a place where you feel very supported and very loved, you feel expansive. When you are in a place where you're put down and not, upheld and loved up, you don't feel that way at all. So this is how it is. It's sort of like, if you're sitting on the couch and you've got a big project, maybe you're like your knitter or something like that, you got everything there, and your spouse walks in and you say, oh, let me just make a space for you. That makes your husband feel so good and so lovely and so cared about. This is important to her. She's knitting all this stuff, but she wanted to make a space for me. This is how we are. So we have to look at this. What do constricting thoughts do? They choke out all the good stuff that we want in our lives. They shrink our options, right? They shrink our abilities. They shrink our talents. They tell us we're nothing. They put us down. They put us into the place of shame. That's what constrictive thoughts do. Whereas expansive thoughts, anything is on the menu. Anything. It is the best buffet you've ever been to in your life, and you get to choose what you want. So we need to look at all of this, because I don't want you to diminish who you are anymore. That's part of what we're talking about here. Your thoughts are going to diminish you, or they're going to support you or up-level you, regardless of what it is that you're doing. Everything that you're doing is important. Everything that you're doing has that much of a weight on what you're going to do next. So excellence, then, what does it require? It requires repetition. Repetition. And so often, we put stuff on repeat and we get bored and we're I don't want to do that necessarily. But you know what? We can do it in an up-leveled and honoring way when we start to look at our lives just a little bit different. Get this, right? Get this. Daily routine, we turn that into a daily ritual because it's special. It's incredible. It bookends our lives. We have this morning ritual that we do, that we start with gratitude. We have a meditation. We journal. We pray. We read to enrich our spirits and our lives. We do these things because it up levels everything in our thinking and everything. This is it. This is absolutely it. Secondarily, we look at our checklists. What do our checklists become? It's not a bunch of boring stuff. You know what our checklists are? Our checklists are the means for our goals. This is how we're going to get there. one check at a time and at a time. I mean, is that exciting or what? We can look at them slightly different. We take off our glasses and we put on the rose-colored glasses so that we can see things in the way we want to see them. Isn't it amazing how just a little flip of the switch can change things, Jane? Expansive thoughts instead of expansive thighs. I agree with that. Casey, that's beautiful. I like to think of it this way. I would never say something like that to one of my loved ones. Why on earth would I talk to myself like that? It's exactly it. Because we do that, don't we? We do that. We say horrible things about ourselves. And that is the something we don't want expanding. We don't want that constrictive thought. We don't want that shame-based thinking on ourselves. Haven't you been piled on enough? Haven't we done enough of that in our lives? It's time to lose it. And that's why I'm saying when we look at this and we start to, instead of seeing our checklist as just, oh, got to get this done. And we start thinking, oh, this is getting me closer to my goal. Check that box. Check. I'm getting even closer. How exciting does that become? And gratitude and wonder replace, petty frustration and narrow thinking. Are you seeing this? This is good stuff. Oh, thanks, Nancy. She said I had pretty skin. Well, guess what? Beauty sport. A researcher at Carolina said it takes 3 positives to cancel 1 negative. And I'm going to say this, that it's because the negative thinking has become such a habit. And it's almost to the place of not even thinking about that. And this positive self-talk, which sounds like a bunch of murmur, we've heard this over and over again. Of course we have. But it is known to work. The research shows that it works. So go into the basement, go find the game, and talk to yourself. Yes, Leanne, you can find that game. You've got this, girl. You are the one that put it in the box, and it is going to show itself and where it was. And you know what? Sure enough, it did. I found the box, and it even said Connect 4 on it. Boom. That's exactly how this thing goes. So if you want a vibrant life, you have to work then on expanding your thoughts. Cool, right? And here's how. I've got 5 things for you. You who write things down. We got a lot of gals who write things down. What is true and lovely? I love that. What is true and what is lovely? Because truth and loveliness go together hand in hand. Loveliness, there's the illusion of loveliness, like people with their makeup tutorials and everything, the illusion of loveliness. But there's the true loveliness, and you see true beauty when you walk outside into nature. You see true beauty when you see an old couple holding a hand. You see true beauty in so many different ways. And when you see that and connect with that truth, there it is. Truth and beauty go hand in hand. Number 2 is gratitude practice on a daily basis. You cannot go through this life with ingratitude in your heart and have a vibrant life. It will not work because you will not be given anything more. 2 PS, by the way. When we're full of gratitude, we're gracious, we're appreciative, we're accepting, and guess what? There's always more around the corner. There's always more. Jesus turned water into wine, and there was more wine than anything. Think about all the things. Think about all these truths of how abundant it all is. If you think in terms of abundance and expansive thinking is abundance, you're going to see this on repeat. The pitcher is never empty, ever. It just pour and pour and pour some more. And when you think that your heart is full and it can't hold any more, you will, because that's what feeds your beautiful self. That's what causes this expansiveness. And number 3 is hunt safely, right? Hunt safely. In other words, go hunting, and your safety valve is when your amygdala says no. You know what that is. Your amygdala is saying too risky, too hard, I'm on the struggle bus. You know what to do with that. Shoot it down. And instead go to the place of bringing in the good stuff. And the good stuff is, hey, you know what, amygdala? Calm down. It's cool. I'm going to go exercise anyway. I'm going to go do this anyway. And you are going to get rewarded with a little serotonin, a little dopamine. We're all going to feel better. Yeah, we're in it together. That kind of thing. And I'm telling you, I think I think like this myself, because if we understand how our body functions, we can totally leverage that for our own work, good. Number 4, decide to shift. You can do this at any time. I want you to understand something. You are not a tree. You're not planted where you are, and that's it, the end of story. You can shift. You can move. You can make a different decision. You can say that's enough. It's all up to you. So make a decision to shift. Make a decision to expand your thinking. Number 5, build that bridge. We're going to be talking about a mindful bridge tomorrow. Mindfulness is what builds that bridge. You're here, you want to go there, and in between is a gap. It's like that for everyone. It's part of the journey. It's part of everything. It is part of the way we operate. It is. And when we understand what that mindful gap is, and we understand that it requires a bridge, then we are going to be the most diligent bridge builders in the whole entire planet. And there's a lot of goodies that come with that. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I hope you'll be here tomorrow for Tuesday's transformational tip. In the meantime, I hope to see you tonight. We're going to be talking about hydration on a whole different level of anything you've probably ever heard before. I'm just going to say it. It's not just giving your kidneys a bath. You know what I mean? SavingDater.com/hydrate to get signed up. And even if you can't make it, still get signed up so we can send you the email with the replay in it. Deal? Pinkies up. I say let's go have a magical Monday. Peace be with you. Thanks for joining me today. See you tonight at 7. Bye.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.